Hello. Is this on? Yes, it is. Hello, my name is Miladies. I am your spirit shifter here, guiding you on your journey through astrology, through self awareness. Happy full moon in Leo. Did I clean my eyes? Hey, hold on. Let me get my TikTok folks in here. How y'all doing? I miss y'all. Make sure I clean my eyes. Hey, what's up? Come on in. What's up, gorgeous? Who's been feeling like they've been going through portals and portals and portals? I desire to say portals of love now, but it felt like portals of I'm getting dragged. I've been doing a lot of healing, the healing that I ran away from last year. All right, the grieving that I ran away from last year. Yeah, I'm doing that now. Spirit says, sit the bleep down. I said, oh no. Whatever version of me jumped in my body in 2024, we was out. 10 trips. All right. Anyways. All right. Got my TikTok folks in here. Hold on. Let me put this right here. There we go. All right. Hi. I miss y'all so much. I kept trying to come on, and my body, mind, and soul was like, relax. I did provide enough information for y'all to, hang on until today. It's the full moon in Leo. Welcome. I already dropped article for y'all so that y'all can see from your rising sign. Hello. From your rising sign, where what house is falling into. I want to give thanks. We're almost at 700 organically. I love y'all. And thank y'all for reading the articles. I could see that y'all reading it because the numbers is going up. So first and foremost, I want to give thanks because somebody provided some tarot cards for us. You guys already know that I do astrology with tarot. And today, by the way, I'm doing a collective full moon reading just because we've been going through a lot. And full moons to me is about releasing. While this one is making us be bold and speak unapologetically with that Leo Aquarius axis, it's still about releasing the old version of ourselves that was not speaking up, the version of ourselves that decided to stay just a little longer, right? So we're still in the form of release. So for me, the full moons it's like whatever has been happening in the last 6 months, it's a wrap. Wrap that shit up. Wrap it up right now. All right. And the reality is that Mars is gonna go into Leo. So whatever you don't wrap up right now is going to come back, and you're gonna have to deal with it again. So if you don't deal with it now, you're gonna deal with it soon. Anyway, so shout out to a special person. I don't know if they want me to tell y'all that they gave it to us, but shout out to you. We appreciate you. So I got a box in the mail, and I got this card. So this is a peacock for those of you who know. First of all, my nails are not done, okay? So just bear with me. I do my own nails, by the way. So this peacock is associated with Ochun, so I appreciate you for that. So let's read the card, right? I was so happy. My ladies, you are always giving with a big smile in on your face. Thank you for all you do for us. God bless you. protect you, and guide you. I cried already. So here are the tarot cards. So I interview my cards, so they will be coming soon. We will be getting some messages. I already went through them. I saged them. I organized them because these are my best. First and foremost, the cards that I get is for the community. All right. And so with that being said, I interview these cards. I interview all my cards because I asked them, why did you arrive? Like, what's up? Like, you trying to be my bestie. You came to my front door. What you want? How we using this? And so is this one and this one. I fell in love with them. So I will be doing a video on how I interview the tarot cards so y'all can see how y'all can connect more. Because I know we have cards that we don't use, or some cards that we received or we've gotten, and we're like, what do I do with it? How do I connect with it? And there's many ways. I believe in 2018 and 19, I did a tarot course, which I probably should bring back because I have been mentioning it, on how to connect with your cards. Not everybody's for tarot. Some of us are for oracles. So, let's not judge. For the most part, I'm grateful that we received these cards. And like I said, I'll be doing an interview. I'll be doing a video on how I interview them. And then we will be seeing them more often on the channel. So I appreciate her. And check this out. Ooh, we got a Buddha and a selenite to be slicing all those tap, tap, tap. Put that shit right here. So I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. Because I'm here to serve. So y'all here to y'all here to protect me. All right, so let's get into this Leo full moon. Don't forget to book your services over on Pensite. Everything is down below. I did an article also about Jupiter in 2024. Go check that article out because that article is letting you know for the next, I want to say 6 months, less than 6 months. We got like 4 months left with Jupiter in Gemini. Go back to that. It happened in June. I pinned the article so you can see that. So you can understand how Jupiter is enhancing that part of your life. For me, Jupiter's in my 6th house. So it's about my health, my everyday habits, and things like that. And so when Jupiter was in retrograde, I got beat up because I didn't create certain habits. And so I had to create those habits. And now, I'm doing way better. So with that being said, don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that. We have a couple of 4 more months with that, reminding that Jupiter is the planet of expansion, the planet of whatever you think about, I'm going to give you. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about. It doesn't matter what you want. I'm giving it to you and I'm expanding it. And it could get overwhelming at times. So be easy on what you desire. All right. So, hey. One of the things that Leo is a fixed zodiac sign. And the fixed zodiac signs, they do not desire to budge. They desire to stick to where they're at. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm doing. And you can't say nothing about that. And it's kind of like we're being pushed to be the most authentic we can be. Like, it's no more like why is this still the same thing? Because we've been afraid to be who we are, including myself. Like I everything that I share with y'all is also happening to me, and afraid of who I am without my parents, right? That vulnerability, without my dogs, without any responsibilities. Like, what does that look like? And fear does not have to hinder you. And so this is where this full moon is coming in, right? Something you said around August, right? Because the full new moon in Leo was August 4th. Okay. So what was it that you were initiating for yourself, right? And in the article, I have some questions that you can ask yourself. Did you accomplish any of those things that you said you was going to do in August? Did you say you was going to leave that partner? Did you put your resume out there? Did any of those things happen? Yes. A lot of us do say things and we do not follow through with it. I've done that plenty of times. All right. I found out that the best way for me, being an Aries and having all this fire energy, the best way for me to get something done is to challenge myself. Y'all already know Aries, we like to be competitive. I just be competitive with myself, right? So I just see how I can be the best version of myself from the last time. Oh, you didn't work out consistently for 2 years. So how can you be the best version of yourself from 2 years ago? You know what I mean? And so with that being said, challenges work for me to get me back into alignment. What works for you? What doesn't work for you when it comes to relationships? What works for you? What doesn't work for you when it comes to friendships? Right? While Valentine's Day is creeping in for those of you who do celebrate that, it's looking a bit dramatic. Like Venus is in Aries. We want what we want. There's going to be a lot of push, 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 push energy. Mars is in Cancer. We all very emotional, right? So all of that really puts us in a space of going towards where our heart desires. So some of us are going to be breaking up. Some of us are going to be trying new relationships and just being very spontaneous. So when it comes to Venus and Mars talks to us about how we can connect with our side that is going to say yes. I'm gonna say yes, right? I think I spoke this with a friend of mine. It's like there's a difference between being spontaneous and impulsive, right? And then to be spontaneous is to try something in a safe way. To be impulsive is like not caring about anything at all and then just doing what you desire, right? Both of them you could do. And that's what Venus in Aries is teaching us. Like, what is your impulsivity and how do you be spontaneous at the same time? How do you go and go out on that first date without putting yourself in danger? And what danger? Danger of violating your boundaries, the boundaries that you have cultivated for yourself, the boundaries where you said, that's not what I desire in a relationship anymore. That's not what I desire to do for work anymore. Right. I don't want to wake up every morning at 7 o'clock to try to get to work and always rushing to go to work. My heart doesn't desire that anymore. So what are you going to do? And we are, side note, we are living in a time where we are viewing with our own eyes people who are living in a different mentality than how we're personally living. What does that mean? That some of us are on a daily basis going through a lot of struggles, right? Depending on who you are and how you view your situation. Some of us are looking at those struggles in a way of removing obstacles and creating more opportunities for ourselves. So the reality is that some days may look like you're not going to make it through, or some days it may look like the world is going through what it's going through, but you have to come back to yourself, and you have to come back to yourself and really be focused on what I desire. How can I shift myself? Why? Because we are the examples, and that is what that sun in Aquarius is also teaching us, as this full moon is breaking us away from that. um the sun in Aquarius is teaching us, how can I impact by being who I am? Prime example, which I shared with you guys, and I did a video. Go check it out because that video is valid for 18 months. Which, by the way, if you haven't gotten your Pisces Virgo axis report, go and get that so that you can know how to manage these next 18 months with that energy. Um, it's time for us to continue to work on our health, continue to work on bettering ourselves, our daily routines, and releasing those habits that are holding us down. All right. So with that being said, I myself, right, I have to be the example. So I have been booking my doctor's appointments, and one of my family members came with me to one of my doctor's appointments just to meet so we can go, da, 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 da. And that person was able to then get inspired and the very next day go and get themselves a doctor's appointment and do what they have to do. We have to be the example, right? Rather than to tell other people, do this, do that, do this, do that. Like right now is not the time for that. So if you got to continuously explain yourself or you feel like you're not being heard, whether if it's in a relationship, a friendship, parents, or your child, right? This is the time with this Leo full moon to figure out how to overcome that once and for all, right? How do we overcome it? How do we like rip everything apart? And also, while it can be a bit dramatic, how do we tone it down as well that we are being heard and we're also listening, right? Because Mercury is still in Aquarius. All right, so hold on. I know we got a lot going on. All right, so the next thing we're going to be discussing is more on checking in with you. How are you feeling? How are the energies, right? Because this energy that we're releasing, we are more than likely have been overcoming it throughout the last 6 months, right? And so, how are you feeling emotionally? How are you feeling physically, right? There's more than just these full moons and new moons happening. There is a lot of planetary endings. There's a lot of planets that are ending in specific zodiac signs that are going to restart a new cycle. And so it is not just the new moon and full moon this year. We have the eclipses coming up as usual in March. March is going to be a very dense year. And I mean, excuse me, a very dense month. And I'm going to call it just that, a density in the sense of like, we're going to feel the pressure. We're going to feel it. It's going to be like, so with that being said, how during this month, once a Pisces season comes in, how can you nurture yourself? How can you nourish yourself? How can you take care of yourself? Like, how can you take the rest, take the naps that you desire to take or that you would love to learn how to take, right? I could teach you how to take naps. And so, with that being said, are we speaking? Are we affirming? Are we commanding? Are we asking for that assistance, right? Assistance from our spiritual team, from our ancestors. What rituals or habits, good habits, have we fallen out of that we in the past have seen results and they were fun, right? That's another thing. Let's begin to call in fun things to do because there's a lot of energy happening where things might not be so fun, right? And so, with that being said, how are we incorporating things that we are going to enjoy and is also going to take us to the next level? So, right now, this could be someone who has this full moon in the sixth house, and having the full moon in the sixth house is pretty much letting you know, like, hey, those eating habits that you have going on, those sleeping habits, the way you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself, it's not kind of like working out. So, how are we creating new words, new affirmations that's going to shift us? How are we on a daily basis hanging out with people that's going to push us to the next level? I will tell y'all this over and over again. I am super grateful for the community that I've allowed myself to be part of, right? So that I can be able to heal, right? I've been able to share my excruciating aspects of this healing with a community who understands, who's listen and don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. We was doing that already. We didn't need that, right? So I'm grateful for that. Have you found that community yet? Have you allowed yourself to receive? The moon in general is a feminine energy, and it does talk about us doing less as well. So while we're in the process of upgrading the version of ourselves where we're more energetic, we're bold, we're speaking up, we're fighting for other people, right? That's another thing with the Aquarius, the sun in Aquarius. It is about you and the collective, the bigger picture. You have things to share that's not just for you. So why are you still hiding? There's a lot of things that you know, especially if you're watching this video, that you can share with the collective. And it's the fear of not being seen. I share so many times, and there's multiple people on YouTube that share so many times how you can show up without having to fully show your entire identity, if that's what you're worried about, right? There's a lot of us who in past lives have been condemned, if you believe in that, with speaking up. So it's not just in this lifetime. Many of us have had our ancestors that had to be quiet. They couldn't speak up. That trickles into our bloodline. It really does. All right. Just like addiction does. Just like scarcity mindset does. So how are we in general as a collective allowing ourselves to show up for ourselves, our immediate circle, our community? I know, it could feel, like I said, it could feel dense. It could feel like you going through, what is that, quicksand, right? Shifting through quicksand so that you can get to whatever the next step is. Some of us don't even know what the next steps are, right? Majority of my clients are just like, I don't know where to go, what to do. I, even myself, am shifting some things in my lives, and I'm just like, and what is the next step? So patience is very crucial at this time. We don't start the astrological new year until April. With Mars in Cancer, we are emotional, we are releasing. There's a lot of childhood traumas that is being released at this time. It's not for the faint of hearts right now, which means that go get a support system. It is important. It doesn't matter if you got the text, mental health text app, or if you go to support groups, whatever it is. Do I recommend you doing this by yourself? No. Can you if you want to? I'm not your mother. All I'm saying, healers are out here helping healers, which, by the way, don't forget about the free meditation uh monthly group that we have going on. The next one is March 3rd. So go sign up for that. It's free so that we can meditate together. We can own together. All right. Let's get into these cards. Didn't want to make this video so heavy because we have enough going on. We have enough going on. Our energy is wanting to be pulled, and we're learning each day, each hour, each fucking minute to center ourselves and make proper decisions before we punch somebody in the face. I know, or before we impulsively be like, fuck this job, I'm off this, like, chill. Or, you know what I mean? Or, it's over. I've been wanting to say that, like, chill. Center yourself. All right, let's see what cards we're going to be using Yeah. Who want to come out? Joanna. I'm grateful for y'all. You know, I always share this and I say this with so much gratitude and so much joy because these signs are the ones for me to say, hey, keep showing up, you know? Because I have those moments when I'm just like, I have done multiple styles of work, way too much to share in this video. Nonetheless, for the last 25 years, I've been able to tap into different realms of careers, um, goals, jobs, all which I truly enjoy. So there's some that I'm like, is this the end of it? Because there's always a mission for something in my life, at least, right? And so, is this the end of the mission? And when the tarot cards come in the mail unexpectedly, or you know, you guys, honestly, majority of the cards came from the community, is like, yeah, you better show up. All right, okay, lavender. Oh no, this is peppermint. I don't know why peppermint is falling out. Make sure y'all brush your teeth. All right. So with that being said, let's take out these cards. I'm doing a collective reading. So I'll pull out about 3 cards for this full moon for us. Don't forget to watch all the other videos. I will be showing up this weekend to give myself a break. I will show up this weekend to talk about Pisces season so we can be prepped for that. That starts on the 18th. All right. And so Pisces season covers the ending of February and the beginning of March. So that I enjoy doing the videos and information in that way so that while some people want to do month to month, it gives us a chance to know that some of the energy stays the same for from half of month to another month, if that makes any sense. So the ending of February to the beginning of March. All right. I guess that needed to be explained. The angels and archangels, thank you so much for being here, for protecting and for guiding. We had the collectives here, getting some information, advice, and guidance for this Leo full moon. February 12th, 2025. Y'all, we in 2025. Grateful to be here. All right, so intuitively, I'm getting the word scared. So scared, fear, accomplishments. Oh, hold on. All right. Scared, fear, accomplishments. So all right, yes, as a collective, I can see where the fear is at. How about one of the suggestions is to minimize the information that is being brought into you? Prime example, I'm personally, I took the Instagram app off my phone, and need be to support my friends. I am on my computer on Instagram. Barely checking my messages or anything like that, right? So that minimizes the information that comes into me, right? I speak with my friends in regards to what's going out there in the world, just because it's much easier for me to focus on getting messages, right? And while some people may feel like, oh, I'm going to fully ignore what's happening around the world, no. The reality is that we are here to pay attention to that, to see how we can shift it, right? How can we as a collective shift it? And while many things can seem that it's out of our hands, the reality is that nobody could fuck with our mind. Nobody could fuck with the way where we put our attention. And where we put our attention is where energy grows. Remember that, right? So with that being said, where we put attention is where energy grows. How are we viewing the things that are happening to us as a collective? What is our perspective? Can we shift that perspective the same way we shift the perspective from our bank accounts All right. When we feel like we BROKE, we cancel that. All right. The same way we shift our minds when we desire that lover, right? That house, that car. It's the same way we can envision to have a better society. All right. So let's start moving towards that as a collective. Let's start moving towards, and it's about, oh, well, I don't like where I live at. Then move. Was that aggressive? My bad. You don't like where you live at, but you also are highly connected to knowing how you can shift the community, but you don't like where you live at. Move to a community where you live, where you enjoy it, and you can share your skills and your talents and your trades. It's not that easy. Being born wasn't easy either. All right, so transmuting fear. Don't forget to give me a like if you're on here, by the way. Transmuting fear. How do we transmute fear? Coming back to self, coming back to faith, coming back to belief, coming back to trust. Trust comes from us first. How do we trust ourselves? We lost trust a long time ago when our parents fucking let us cry. All right, they let us in the crib and then we was fucking crying, and we ain't trust the world since then. So it's not even about what that person did to you. With that, our parents, the first one, we ain't trust them. They ain't give us a bottle when we wanted it. All right. So with that being said, rebuilding trust with yourself first, trusting that the steps that you take, trusting that the thoughts that come into your mind is guiding you towards what you desire, even if it looks fucked up, even if it is an argument, knowing that that argument is going to lead you to a better version. I want to share something. I asked for peace. Hey, I asked for peace a few years ago. I was, calling in peace, calling in peace. And while this is a joke that me and my friend did, we joke a lot because we do talk about death. All right. And so with that being said, I was like, I know I asked for peace, and then my friend goes, "Yeah, but we didn't say rest in peace, right?" Because when I asked for peace, you have to be specific, right? A lot of people in my life have passed away, and they were linked to a lot of responsibilities. So with that being said, when I said that I asked for peace, I was like, "Damn, we gotta know what peace feels like." And sometimes peace feels like quietness. Peace feels like no responsibility at all. Peace feels like you just being responsible for yourself. And that might seem like a lot because we prioritize ourselves around other responsibility outside of us. All right. Many of us are caregivers. And so, with that being said, come back to self. Be as specific as possible when it comes to your fears. Conquering your fears is about knowing that shit might not look right, but you got trust and faith that it will turn out some way, somehow, how you desire. So, and it does take a lot of mind shifting. I'm not going to sit here and lie, right? I can sit here and talk, but I promise you right now, I just did 30 days of yoga. I'm doing an oath of I did the oath of manifestation. I've been reprogramming myself. Reprogram. Because if we don't reprogram ourselves, then we will be in that space of really allowing our fears and our trust issues to take over, and we won't be getting anywhere. All right. That's the intuitive message. Oh, first and foremost, don't be throwing my cards on the floor. All right, so we have the Six of Cups in reverse. We have the Wheel. See, I knew it. In the upright position. Well, yeah, as a collective, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. Oh, God. And we have the Queen of Swords in the upright position. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun and the Moon is a transition. These are in between tarots. And it's like All right, so we have the moon, but then it transitions into the sun. Right now, as a collective, what this full moon is saying for us is to let it go, right? To let things go, to flow with whatever is coming our way. Surrender. Surrender to what is. If you've been struggling and fighting for the last 6 months, surrender. Allow yourself to just say, okay, that's it. There's nothing I can do about it. Because anything that we could do, anytime we desire to do something, and how are we going to say this? Give me 1 second. When we desire to do something in our lives that's going to shift us, we get it done. We prioritize things, we move people out the way to get it done. And we've done it before in our lives. So this means let it go. There's going to be a new beginning, right? And letting go, depending on what area in your life you're releasing, with the Six of Cups in reverse, there's still something where we're hiding. There's some secrets that might be revealed during this full moon. There's definitely some secrets here. Some secrets. Oh yeah, look at this. Somebody's creeping. And Cups is about emotions. So definitely, you know, like I said, it's 2 days before Valentine's Day. So there is and you can see in the background right there how there's people. And look at the hands. The hands is coming from the playfulness. So some of us are going to be, and when it's in reverse, it's quiet. So there is going to be some endings during this full moon when it comes to relationships, honestly. Some people might go back to people that they've known since they were younger. Some people also might be second guessing why they're doing this. So you might just snitch on yourself too. The most important thing, that whatever happens with this emotional aspect of whoever's going through this is going to bring a balance, right? We go back to this card right here. It's going to bring a balance. So rather than be creeping around, just go ahead and, oh, I'm hearing it's not easy. Some of y'all got kids. Mm. Okay, we move into the strength. I mean, the wheel card, because we need strength for that. That strength card needs to come for that. So, also with the tree right here, so some of us who do leave to go into another relationship during this full moon, it's going to also grow. And you're being asked to be real. So some relationships are going to flourish after this full moon. It's a lot of messages there. With the 10, the wheel, like I shared before, us as a collective, we feel like, where the hell are we going? But the guidance is right there. There's going to be balance. There's going to be justice for us coming up with this full moon, right? Even though it looks like things are not going well for us, things will be. With Uranus going forward in Taurus, this immediately says that we're at the best interest. The sun in Aquarius, we, the collectives, are at the best interest, depending on where we put our fucking mindset, right? With the ending in Leo, that also talks about us trusting, right? Trusting that we are being guided. And with the sword, it's about speaking up, knowing that you may start knowing where you're going, and then you feel like you lose track of your path, but in all the reality, you end up where you need to be. As long as you speak your authentic truth, speak the fuck up, right? And it doesn't have to be aggressive. Tap more into that Venus and Aries energy. With that Venus and Aries energy, is this is me, this is what I desire. And for those of you who want to be on some I don't give a fuck shit, you can use that Venus and Aries energy. Still being compassionate, right? Why do we have to, like, because we're tired and we held so much in, we feel like we gotta be like, oh, fuck you. But we don't have to do that. Why y'all making me curse a lot today? Potty mouth. All right. The Eight of Swords as a collective, when I shared that we are in the space of, this is in reverse, we're not speaking up. We're not speaking up, and we as a collective are continuously doing what we did in other lifetimes, right? Feeling like we are unable to defend ourselves. As I shared before, the best way to defend yourself is to move your energy where you desire for your energy to be placed at. And it can take time. It could take a year. It could take 2 years. As long as you're working towards it. All right. It took me plenty of years, tears. And are we wrapping? Plenty of years, tears. Which, by the way, I got something for y'all. All right, focus. Years and tears. Yes. All right. To get to where I'm at and be compassionate about many things in my life where I can show a different side of me. That side of me has turned into a compassionate side. And that is because of my upbringings in general. My mother was my core of, she was the core of my challenges, in a sense. She was the one that shared the challenges that I needed, right, in order to be the best version of myself. And so a lot of things that the collectors are releasing, I've been able to do that throughout the years. So while I'm sharing this, we have to start now. We have to start allowing ourselves to speak up, not let our thoughts, right? Swords is about our thoughts, not let our thoughts take over. Does this talk about us as a collective having a sense of depression? It can, right? Deep rest. Depression is deep rest. We are depressing, right, ourselves. We are in a space of also reflecting on where we are as a society. And that can be overwhelming. So how do we let some of that go, right? For those of you, for those of you who like to do rituals, think about doing like a fire ritual, right? Think about when you do some type of meditation, when you do it for yourself, add the collective, right? Add the world. How do you do that? Just by envisioning the globe, right? For those of you who are ready to say, you know what, I do want to see a difference in this lifetime. We're already seeing a difference. We ain't know we was gonna go through all this. Some of us did, but I'm just saying. All right. We have the Five of Wands. Wands is about fire. So there, like I shared, there is some of us standing up for ourselves when it comes to relationships, when it comes to just not letting people take advantage of us anymore. We're standing up for ourselves. And some of us are just letting, again, that energy of releasing, just letting go. Like, it's not even worth it anymore. I'm not going to put my energy into that anymore. And that's the energy that we're going to be experiencing as well as a collective. So renouncing, that's what I wanted to say. Some of us are renouncing a position. Some of us are refusing at this point to argue. Some of us are just resorting to other things. And some of us are getting embarrassed, right? We got people watching what we're doing. I feel like with this, is a couple arguing out in the streets. For what? Be careful. Like, there could be an outburst. This talks about mismanaging our anger as a collective, and some people being used as examples. So I want to say with this, be careful at work, because something can happen at work, and for the most part it can trigger some people even getting let go of because you're tired of things. So this talks about, again, getting to that stage of speaking up so that you can be able to not get there, not get to that space where now you feel like retaliating because you feel embarrassed, or you feel like retaliating because you wasn't respected, right? I like to do a lot of role play in the mirror, right? When I'm having um a conversation, right? It doesn't matter if it's a difficult conversation or an easy conversation. I'll just role play, right? Because I know I've been told that it's not what I say, is how I say it plenty of times. And so I've been working on that. All my life I've been working on that, right? And so I've been doing better, by the way. With that being said, you can say the best advice ever. And if you saying it with resentment, with anger, with jealousy, with envy, it's just a different tone. All right. So as a collective, how are we approaching our immediate family? How are we expressing ourselves? How are we respecting? How are we listening? Because you're not the only one that's going through this. All right. And why I say that, because the Queen of Swords then comes out and be like, fuck that, I don't care. So there's definitely going to be a lot of, I feel like with this full moon in Leo, we're really going to be experiencing togetherness, fighting for something, support. These are for my protesters out there. The support is going to be there for y'all. For those of you who are fighting for bigger causes than I or anyone else can imagine. Some of us are fighting silently. I know who you are. I really don't, but I know you out there because I do stuff in silent as well. So shout out to you. Continue to protect. This is protecting a specific groups of people. Union support. If someone, so this is defending someone who's being bullied, standing up for yourself, and just really, for those of you who are ready to, with this full moon, are ready to speak up, embody that Queen of Sword energy. The Queen of Sword is unapologetic. That's that sun in Aquarius, right? And then with that Leo energy is like, yeah, I'm bringing in the drama, and I don't give a fuck. So again, as a collective, we're all in different spaces. Some of us are on that path and journey already, where we, with this Leo full moon, know that we're going to get to a specific space that's going to allow us to know that we were on the right path this entire time. It was a little blurry. Others of us are releasing emotional baggages or adding new people into our lives, and it was a secret in the past. Something is going to blow up, right? Some of us are going through this emotional stuff. Others of us are taking deep breaths, and we're really reforming. We're letting go and reforming our mindset, right? Knowing that everything is working out for us, knowing that every day is a good day, knowing that no matter how things appear, it will get better and better, right? Knowing that being in the Lulu stage works, all right? Speak up, don't be an example, or don't make somebody an example. Let's respect each other. Defend. I do feel like we're all in a space of recognizing who we desire to hang out with, who we desire to just basically share our ideas with, and who we do want to defend. And so with that being said, go out there, right? If you desire to continue to help people who are homeless or do that, go to pantries and things like that, go volunteer. Or if you don't know anything, volunteer somewhere to see how, when you volunteer, if that's for you. And we never too fucking old. I'm sharing that again. We're never too fucking old. Let me tell you. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but I'm going to continue to say it. Many of these celebrities and very well-known people, right? Don't start saying, well, I don't want to be well-known. Stop blocking your blessings. You don't know what where your desires take you. Nonetheless, a lot of people have been very successful once they hit 45, 50, 55, 60, all right? So if you're in that stage and you're wondering like, oh my God, what's next in my life? Everything is next. You made it. Everything is next. All right. Louise Hayes, she started, and I believe it was that dancing at 71. I don't remember how old she was when she died, but I'm gonna find out. But she started dancing at taking dance lessons because she liked to dance. She took dance lessons, yoga, right? Stretch herself out. Like it's never too late to stretch your body out. It's never too late to be that instructor. It's never too late for anything. You can inspire anybody. Feel your fucking feelings is the motherfucking card. Set a timer for 30 minutes and give yourself full permission to feel whatever it is you've been avoiding. Organize your sock drawers while you cry or seethe or get jiggy with some hardcore self-pity. Then when the time is up, get off your ass and do something constructive. Your big little sweetheart of a heart will thank you later. Oh, sometimes I'll be reading this. Hold on, let's say that again. Your big little sweetheart of a heart will thank you later. So, in other words, meaning your inner child, those feelings that we've been avoiding, again, when it comes to these relationships, these feelings that we've been avoiding, the people that we are saying that we're going to talk to and we have not yet. This is the time where we're in a space of saying, let me go to the corner. Let me release that anger so that I could properly come back and speak up. All right. And then we got the angels cards. Archangel Sandoval, gift from God. We angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. Can we focus on this? Whoever you believe in, whatever God, source, universe you believe in, all right? Open up your arms to receive. Rather than to focus on what we don't want, or you focus on what you don't want for 30 minutes and that's it. That's all you give it. We focus on opening and receiving because we know that we were brought here for a reason. We know that we are meant to do things that is going to push us to the next level to thrive. Surviving was cool, but now we thriving. All right. I love y'all so much. Don't forget to read the article so that y'all could see with astrology where the full moon falls at. And I'm gonna see y'all this weekend. Hit that notification bell so y'all can know when I'm coming on. It might be Friday, it might be Saturday, it might be Sunday. All right. I love y'all so much. For those of you who are over here on TikTok, come on. Go over to YouTube. We almost at 700. All right. I love y'all.